Pick out any January 19th through the 22nd of your life. Do you remember what you were doing during those days? Probably not. But this January the 19th through the 22nd, there's about 400 of us. We will remember what we were doing during those days. This is an experience that's going to go with these kids forever. And I'm just thankful to be a small part of that. Back in November, Dr. Cash came to me and said that we have a small chance of performing at the inauguration. And he said, no, there's going to be many applications, hundreds of applications, but we do have a small chance because Senator Britt's office had reached out to us asking if we would be interested. And we found out 2 days before Christmas, Dr. Cash called me to let me know that we were in. I'll never forget that feeling, thinking about the kids and, hey, now they're going to be performing at the inauguration and they'll be just a few feet from the president. It was a great feeling.
I was standing backstage behind the curtain and my heart was pounding. I wanted them to be as excited for it as I thought they should be. I was really excited to tell them, but I was anxious about what the response would be. So when I did make that announcement and the looks in the audience of shock and excitement and nervousness and anticipation, that was the best part to me. To have that moment there in the Fine Arts Center with everyone, that was top of the list for me. Driving the performance aspect of it, that's really innate for all of our students. I think they take a lot of pride in representing our city, representing our school, and representing the tradition of our band program. This is year number 98 for our band, so there's a lot of history. It didn't take a lot of motivation. They knew we were going to be on the national stage. We were coming out of the Rose Parade last year, so they understood the performance expectations that we have, and they were really ready to achieve that. They had to learn a brand new song, learn the formation, get everybody in the right spots in 6 rehearsals. That's not normal. We usually have a lot more time to get it going. So, without the work ethic of our students and them really digging in and taking it seriously, we wouldn't have had the opportunity to really look as good as we should have. I think that's what the most disheartening thing is to me, is I knew the kids were prepared and they were ready and they were really going to shine. So to not get that opportunity, just heart-wrenching.
When we received the news that we were going, we were very excited. And I can tell you, it was an emotional roller coaster. Just as excited to hear that we were going, we were just as disappointed to learn that we were not going. My wife and I, our family, we were at the county basketball tournament. I was receiving a phone call from Dr. Cash, and I looked down and I was thinking, what could this be about? Because I knew he was on the way to the airport. I picked up the phone. He said, man, I've got bad news. I said, well, what is it? He said, they just canceled us. Our kids will not be performing now. Mr. Hudgens, high school principal, he was at the ball game as well, and I asked him to come out. So we called Melissa McKee, and then we called Taylor back, and then all of us were on the phone together. And I just asked, what is your gut reaction, about going or not going? And each one wanted to go. I wanted to go as well, because this will be a chance for our kids to go to Washington, D.C. Yeah, we're bummed about the inauguration, 1, moving inside, 2, not being able to perform. But when you look at field trips for kids, what better place to go than Washington, D.C.? We changed our thinking now to not performing to, okay, this is going to be a field trip, and if we can perform while we're there, well, wonderful. That would be great too.
Beyond the fact of a trip and giving them opportunities to see, Washington, D.C., I think it's really important that we teach our students how to be resilient. Even though this opportunity was taken from us, we still are going to be resilient. We're going to make the best of it. We're still going to represent our community just in a different way. When we went to Arlington, that was one of the most powerful moments. We had 400 people with us. Our kids represented well. To me, that was the most powerful thing, is that our kids got it. They understood what we were doing. They understood the moment. They understood the place we were in. To walk down that center aisle with our 2 student representatives in the front that laid the wreath and really represented our band program well, and all of our kids were there and they got to be a part of that. That was the point where I was like, okay, we did what was right. We came. This moment made it for me.
Senator Britt's office reached out to us, and Congressman Adderholt, they were gracious with their time. They had a lot going on that week. they made time to come meet and talk to our kids. They didn't have to do that, but we certainly appreciated them taking time out of their day, out of their evening to meet with the kids.
I feel like I work with some of the best people there are. Just to have all of them there and to have that camaraderie outside of the school really continues to reinforce the fact that Albertville City Schools is a family. This trip continued to show the power of our community. I think we have the best community there is. I had people calling me leading up to the trip, the day before the trip, on the trip, how can we help? What do you need? Can we help with anything? Do you need anything? What can we do? And that doesn't happen. That's not normal. They're investing into the students, into the opportunities our students have, and that's this community, and that's this school system. They're proud of what their students do. There's a lot of camaraderie here, amongst our students, and they really enjoy being together. So to get the opportunity to go and experience these new things and be together with their friends, the spirit was really high. I mean, they knew the opportunity to perform had been taken away. They were fine with it. We, as the leaders, tried to show them how we're going to power through this, and they reacted the same way. The spirit of the kids was fun. It was engaging. They were enjoying themselves. And ultimately, they were representing our school system at the highest level. I was incredibly proud of them.
When we told them that night when we were here in the band hall, and we told them that, guys, we just received the call that it was canceled, I wish you could just see the heartbreak on their faces then. And again, go back a few weeks earlier, you saw the excitement when we told them we were going. So I asked the kids to raise your hand if you've ever been to DC before. Maybe 15 to 20 hands were raised, and this room was packed. And then we asked how many of you would still like to go to DC. Pretty certain every hand was raised that they wanted to go. And again, that was exciting too, just to be a part of that. The students while in DC had several come up to me. Thank you, Dr. Reeves, for making this happen, for continuing with the trip when it was canceled, and for them to show their gratitude. That means a lot to me as well.
Thank you to everybody that had a part in making this trip happen. Everybody at the central office, the Board of Education, everybody here, local administration at the high school. We're always thankful for them. Their support is why we have these opportunities. So we're incredibly thankful to them, and I always want to extend our thanks to them.